Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Now, yesterday was the last day of the South African Communist Party's SACP Third Special National Congress that was started on Wednesday at the University of Johannesburg's Soweto campus. The purpose of the event was to analyze the political situation and its implications for the SACP and to re-evaluate the state of the tripartite alliance. Joining us in studio is SACP's second Deputy General Secretary, Mapaila. So thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Live.
Good morning.
I can only imagine, if you had to summarize this must have been an incredible week. One of the aims of this week's conference was to evaluate the role of the SACP within the alliance, and lately other voices seem to be louder than that of the SACP. What is the party's assessment of the relationship?
The relationship we're saying is that it's good at national, but not good at provincial and lower levels. That's an issue that Congress has mandated us to engage with the other alliance partners to improve. But also, this was also agreed by the Alliance Summit that took place last week in its own assessment that indeed the situation was not good at the lower level, and the Alliance Political Council, which includes alliance officials, should actually find time to go down to all provinces to address this matter, to strengthen the alliance, because the alliance is so critical at this moment of our revolution that without it, all the gains that we've made since our democratic breakthrough may actually be reversed. So it was that call. That is part of the reason why some of the members, some of the branches, for instance, provinces like Mpumalanga and the Young Communist League, came out much strongly to actually call for the SACP to stand on its own out of the alliance. And that issue was thoroughly debated.
Yeah.
And it was in that context that we must resolve these problems and contest the elections under the framework of the alliance, with a reconfigured alliance, meaning that with an alliance that looks at issues collectively in a united form, without actually any form of exclusion, but an inclusive process that, like we used to do, actually to take forward the aspirations of our people.
Just going back to basics in many ways.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so one of the things that have also come out was SACP General Secretary Bladen Nzimande accusing the ANC leaders of using the party to pursue its agendas. Just give me a view on that from an SACP perspective.
Well, no, he was addressing this particular question that in some areas, for instance, particularly lower levels, we're feeling that some of our members are almost abused. For instance, if you take Mpumalanga case, which is worrying us, but we are attending to that matter together with the alliance jointly. The Alliance Summit had agreed that this is not just a party problem or an ANC problem, but it's a collective problem for all of us. That is why we'll be going there quite soon.
One of the things, and this is a very interesting question for me, is talking about the place of the SACP or its relevance today, considering that you've grown by almost 70,000 members in the last year. Just talk to me about the relevance still of the SACP.
Well, the SACP is an SACP of the people, of the working class, that is the poor people and the workers. And these are the people that have been swelling its ranks. These are the people that are affected by evictions in the inner city, in the townships. These are people without land. So it has been fighting for these people, fighting together with them in its variety of campaigns. And it is that has actually seen us growing much more as a bigger organization. But obviously, the fact that we also belong to the alliance, it's important. And I think that the people have been affirming the alliance. In some instances, when they feel that the other alliance partner is not doing well, they jump onto the SACP for help, and we always are ready to accept that.
One of the other things I think that has also come out, and I think you have addressed it, but one of the things that I think a lot of people are wondering is, Bladen Nzimande said that the SACP has the right to contest elections alone and may possibly do so in the future. What will it take to get to that point, if ever?
If we call what we call a rupture, something that will, if the ANC, for instance, becomes not the ANC of the working people, the ANC broadly is the ANC of everybody, the rich and the poor, everybody in society, the professionals, the non-professionals, and so forth. But the day the ANC forgets the majority of the people who are the working class and the poor, like me and you, is the day we will not work with them. It's an alliance. So that will be a rupture. So we have not reached that process yet. But that is why, for instance, we must still keep the pressure, because it's important what our Special National Congress was saying. In fact, what they said is that we may not contest elections now, but that means it doesn't necessarily mean that we will never contest elections. So it's not now, but not never at the same time. So it's important that we work together to ensure that our people's lives are improved.
We're going to leave it on that positive note. Thank you very much for joining me. That was Mapaila, the South African Communist Party's second Deputy General Secretary, talking to us about the SACP's third Special National Congress that took place this week at the University of Johannesburg Soweto campus. Let us know what you think. Morning Live at sabc.co.za. We take an ad break.